Imagine you were totally fine, living your life, maybe a little creaky but functional, and then one car accident later, your body decides to throw a full villain origin story. That is basically what happens when an acute injury, meaning a sudden, specific event like a crash or a fall, wakes up a chronic illness that was just quietly sitting in the back seat. Chronic illness, exacerbation is a mouthful, but all it means is that something you already had, like arthritis, fibromyalgia, lupus, or a herniated disc, got dramatically worse because of an outside event. Think of it like a sleeping bear, and the accident just poked it with a very sharp stick. Here is where it gets legally spicy, because insurance companies absolutely love to say your condition was pre-existing and therefore not their problem. But pre-existing does not mean your suffering doesn't count, and that is the hill your lawyer is going to plant a flag on. The legal concept you need to know is called the eggshell plaintiff rule. And yes, it is a real thing, not something from a Saturday morning cartoon. It basically says that if you were more fragile than the average person before the accident, the person who hurt you still has to take full responsibility for all the damage they caused, including the extra damage your condition created. So even if your spine was already doing its best impression of a question mark before the crash, the other driver cannot just shrug and say, "Not my fault, you were already broken." They took you as they found you, and the law holds them to that standard. Your lawyer's job becomes building what we call a causation bridge, which sounds fancy but just means proving that the accident is what caused your condition to get significantly worse. Without that bridge, the insurance company will drive a truck right through your claim and wave goodbye. Medical records are your absolute best friends here, and we mean every single one going back years if possible. Your lawyer needs to show a clear before and after picture, like a documentary comparing your life pre-accident to the sequel nobody asked for. You are also going to need expert medical testimony, usually from a specialist who can explain in plain terms why your specific condition was likely stable or manageable before and why the injury tipped it over the edge. Jurors are not doctors, so think of that expert witness as your translator between medical reality and human understanding. Insurance adjusters are trained, and we mean professionally trained, to look at your chart and say something like, "Well, you already had that," as if discovering a pre-existing condition is the same as finding a get-out-of-jail-free card. It is not, and a good injury lawyer knows exactly how to counter that move before it even hits the table. Documentation from your own daily life matters more than people realize, so if your doctor told you before the accident that your fibromyalgia was managed and you were working full-time, that note is pure gold. After the accident, if you can no longer work or function the same way, that contrast is your story, and stories win cases. Damages in these cases can include medical bills, lost wages, future treatment costs, and pain and suffering, which covers the very real and very human cost of living a harder life than you were living before. Courts have awarded significant amounts in these cases because juries do understand what it means to lose function, energy, or independence. One thing people consistently get wrong is waiting too long to see a lawyer because they assume the insurance company will just handle it fairly. Insurance companies are businesses, and their business model does not include overpaying you for your suffering, so please do not negotiate alone. The statute of limitations, which is the deadline to file your claim, varies by state, but is often 2 to 3 years from the date of the accident, and missing that window means your case is gone no matter how strong it is. Set a reminder, talk to a lawyer early, and protect your right to pursue what you are owed. If you walk away with one thing, let it be this. Your chronic condition does not disqualify you from seeking justice. It just means your case needs a lawyer who genuinely understands how to connect the dots between what the accident did and what your body has experienced ever since. You deserve to have that story told completely and compellingly. Want to learn more about how our team handles exactly these kinds of complex injury claims and what we can do for your specific situation? Check out the links in the description, and let's start that conversation today.